Okay, according to the engineer's blueprint, what we need is some big wheels in the back and some casters in the front. My rack of wheels. These are nice. Okay, let's take these. Let's go find some casters. So I gotta find some in this mix. Ooh, they're nice and smooth. Yard shopping. Okay, so what tools, how many drawers, supplies that'll be in the cart, square tubing mixed with plywood. Got the mother load. Oh, bucket full of these. Thin square tubing. They're not quite long enough, so I'll have to weld them together. Then to make the joint, I'm going to stick a piece of round pipe in there so we're not just banking on the weld. Boom! That's another one. So the one with the thicker wall, that's where the caster wheels are going to plug into.
Should I use my disc down to the core like that? Leave your opinion in the comments.
So now we got 4 of these, and we got 4 of the backs. Engineers 16 by 16. Need some 15-inch cross members out of the bucket. Okay, now we got a whole bunch of these. That's the bottom of one. Built the jig. Pipe slides in there like that. Perfect spacing. Okay, so then these casters going in these ends. Okay, I got the casters here in the front. I pinned the back down, brought it up to the right height. Okay, we're gonna have an axle go across here. Now I'm gonna take a center punch like this, make a center mark for the axle. Run it back and forth. Take a big black marker, just scribble on it, be right against that. There, nice straight mark. There she goes. There we go. Cut a whole bunch of these 1/2-inch plywood sheets. Gonna put another board on the side here. And we got 2 little sides on there. There'll be a drawer right here coming out the front. Okay, now we're gonna weld these top pieces around. Now I gotta crisscross square it. Make sure it's square. That's what I learned from professionals. Perfect! Got all the top ones welded on. Okay, so now we're gonna put a perimeter around the center for another shelf. Flipper, the dolphin. All right, Grandpa, let's go put on the shelf. Set more blades. At all. Need a sheet of metal. Cut this into little pieces. 2 little pieces like that. Okay, we're gonna put this drawer track on here. Yeah, get in there, you peckerhead. There's one side. Okay, so I cut a whole bunch of wood for the drawer. Kind of built kind of a cavity in between 2 pieces of wood. All right, we got the drawer done. It's like a filing cabinet. So we got this board put on the front. Over here on the back, we got that board right here. Let's stick it in. Here on top, we got to countersink these guys. Now we need some 5/8 by 5/8 pieces of wood for tracks. Okay, so we're going to stick them in like that. Glue them, nail them, spacers in, glue her up. Ooh, they're gonna slide in there. Damn it, I had no nails in there. Oh yeah, start this again. McFrickin' chicken. Next, Tex-Mex. Boom. You take these spacers out. We're using these guys. Now I got some bigger ones. All right, that's one side. Damn! These are all the pieces that I'm going to be using as drawer slides. All the pieces I've cut for the drawers. So it's the big drawer, the medium-sized drawer, a whole bunch of the little drawers, and the drawer fronts, 3 different sizes. These are the drawer bottoms. Okay, so I built a few drawers. This few here, and also one with the tracks in it. Now we're going to slap one together. 2 of these, 1 of those. Get in there, freak show. And a gun full of bullets and glue. Use that side there as a prop or level or push them together. Make sure they're bang on. Squishy, squishy, squishy. Bottom of the drawers, These pieces, basically just an old piece of paneling from some guy's basement, I guess. Another drawer. I might as well show you how it's done. So I make a mark along here, grab a rail, dab her full of glue. Make sure she's on the line. Another one there. Don't put your fingers there in case of blah blah blah. And I check and see it's fit. Looks like it has about the right space here. Once that's good, I pop it full of nails. Next side. Line it up. Clean out the glue and give it a try. Space looks pretty good. Boom! We got these plastic rails. So that's what we're using for our handles. McChicken! And then we cut them into little pieces like this. So we only want about half of this thing. So we're going to cut it in half. Just keep scoring it and it bends. So that's what I want. Just the one piece like so. So I want this to hook on the inside all the way across. It's going to be the handle. Clamp her down. This little handle. Now I need some kind of a handle on here. Something like this. Like a fridge dolly. So this is what I found. This is going to make the handle. Okay, got her all welded up. That's crusty! Alright, I cutted all these pieces. These are gonna be a cradle for my Sawzall's. There's the Sawzall. One piece will be here, one here, and one here. And then this piece will go right on top. Okay, let's line this sucker up. Alright, so now we're gonna mount this sucker here. Square enough! This area is gonna hold my cordless tools. Have a nice slot to park in there like that. And same with the impact. Some room for the bit to go in there. Alright, now we're going to take this space underneath here and box it in. There we go. Be a little doghouse like that. That's where we'll cut it. Alright, got her marked up. There, that works. I cut a bunch of stuff! Now we're putting it together. Jigsaw, drill, impact driver. Something like that. Something like that. Here's the problem. If you hit a speed bump, and your drill falls out, could be a problem. Especially this one. It's brand new. Good thing it's Makita, or else you wouldn't be able to do stuff like that. Nevertheless, we don't want this crap falling out. Then you got to bend over and pick it up, and that sucks. So we want it to be stuck in there. So what's the best way to keep stuff stuck? Magnets! Okay, so what I've built is this thing. And as you slide in the drill, bang! The magnet grabs it. And it holds the drill from falling out. Then there'll be another one over here for the impact driver. Kind of floppy, so it'll go boom! Let's try the drill. So now if we're going through the dunes and going off the deep end. Okay. Yeah. I think that's going to work pretty good actually. Okay, you might notice that there's kind of a gap all up in here. 4 more drawers. You got to block her up and yada yada. Okay, we got those done on that side. Okay, now for painting the one cabinet, I found this stuff out in the garage. Okay, now what we're building, it's gonna have one card's gonna hook to the next card. So we gotta chop these guys up. And we gotta chop this sucker up. Safety first. There we have them. That's 1. That's 2. Something like that. Close enough! Backside, who cares? Structural engineer approved. And we're going to make a little bumperish type of thing up front here. It'll also double as a handle, and it'll also be the hook-a-majig. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, so I got the seatbelt piece welded on here, and it's gonna lock onto this piece. It's just a regular seatbelt out of a car or something. And now we need to put a bracket on here, or a plate, so that we can screw this to the other cart. Let's do it. Oh look, there's already a plate waiting in my vise. So we don't want all this plastic on here, so we're gonna take that off. Look at the guts in this thing. It's complicated. Hopefully it works nice and slick like that. Black enough. Why aren't you dry already? Front is painted, the inside's painted. Gotta paint the handle. Man, good help is hard to find. How could you miss that? Now, you can't wait till the paint is dry. You have to get this shit together. Paint's still wet. Boom! That's how it's done. Okay, so what we need is some magnets to keep the drawers locked together, especially for transport. So what I got, one of these boxes, usually once they start rattling like this, that means they're pretty much shot, so you might as well extract the goodies from inside. Toughest part is cracking them open. I got some high-tech tools for that. That's right, that's my train track. Don't ask me where I got it from. So we're going to put this on here, and we're going to hit it with a hammer. There we go. There's a whole bunch of goodies in this one. Alright, so what we want is these guys here. All of these guys. These guys are magnets. Alright, the rest of this we'll just trash. Okay, these drawers, they sit like this. So we got a little bit of a space in between them, and we're going to drop these magnets in there so that the magnets will literally hold the drawer shut, and hopefully it'll be just a little tug and it'll be open. We're basically going to attach a magnet to the back of the drawer. Now we need some tiny little screws to screw this on. Alright, we're going to screw it on there about center. Oh, great. Trying to drive a screw in beside a magnet is not possible. Come on. Oh, come on, you stupid. There. 3 days later. What in the cracker barrel is going on here? Alright, 3 days later, that piece that is on there. Doggone! Why does everything have to stick McChicken? Okay, something like that. Who gives a crap? Let's make some damn you holes for... Where the hell do you even have a hammer option? Alright. Be nice to show you what I did, but I don't have a microscopic camera. So let's try this, see what it works. It's a pretty good grip on there. Okay, so now we're going to be popping some holes in here so that we can put in a recoil for the cord. So basically we're putting this unit in there. I'm going to jam some popsicle sticks in here. Yeah, that's right, popsicle sticks. Pretty bang on to where I wanted to be. I think we done got her licked now. Okay, so now I put a plug on that cord end. Plug over here and switch over here and twizzle some wires together. There, how's that? Pecker face. Okay, this is where my vacuum is going to plug in. This is going to be the on-off switch for the vacuum because it's easy. I want to put a sheet of metal down here that's shiny but not stainless because it needs to be magnetic. Son of a... Cut my finger! Then I cried a little. We're going to load this puppy up with epoxy. Mark the silicone. There we go. Silly. Okay, so we got the channel logo epoxied onto there. Now we're going to put this cover with 4 screws. Now to protect the logo, we're going to put some epoxy over top of it. Definitely ain't perfect, but who gives a crap? Perfect's overrated. Okay, now we're going to build a whole bunch of these little hooks for hanging pipe fittings on. Okay, I'm going to add a few things here in the back. Okay, we're going to call that the pipe stayer. And the pipe will stay in there. Okay, so what this unit has is a couple of drawers on top. 4 drawers in total on this guy. There's a space for the silicone gun. And these guys here are magnets. So instead of holding like a handful of screws or something, you just slop them on there, pick off one at a time as you need it. And if you're using 2 different sizes, you put a different size over here on that magnet. And the other deal is, if you interchange bits often, you can have a few bits kicking around, maybe an extension. So it'll just kind of hold it there until you need it. And it won't roll away, it won't get lost, it won't fly away. You take out one bit, throw it over there, stick in a long extension. Done with them, throw them back there until you put them away. Or say you're using drill bits and you need a few different sizes. No container needed. Nice, easy to grab off. Perfect. Now these other clips on here, these are for tape measures. Say you got a great big heavy Fat Max, you don't want to carry it around all day, you just hook her up there, or there, or wherever. You can always use the top as a table. And if you're afraid somebody's going to bump it or whatnot, you can always park your drill into one of the corner pockets. And that'll keep it secure even if somebody bumps into your car. Okay, now we're down here. What I got is a spot for the impact driver. And interesting part about this is it's got a magnet all up in there. So when you stick your impact up there, the magnet grabs the bit. It'll basically prevent it from falling out. So even if your cart goes to tip over, it won't let the impact fall out of there. And the other pocket is for the drill. It's somewhat the same, except this has the metal chuck on it. So you can just stick it in, it'll basically stick to the metal chuck. And if you bump along the way, and the drill won't fall out. The next pocket is for the jigsaw. On the opposing side, the jigsaw blade sticks out here, and this magnet grabs it, prevents it from falling out. Okay, here in the back we have a pocket for a sawzall. Okay, now we got the plug back here, so we'll pull it out, plug it in wherever you got power. And this spot here in the front is going to be for a vacuum. Okay, so over here, in the shelf, so we're going to put my tape dispenser. Over on this corner, going to be where the paper towel roll goes. On this corner, a flashlight. Okay, so what we got with this sucker, a little bit of the same. We got these hooks. Tape measure, or a tool caddy. We got the same magnets, drawers on both sides. We got 7 drawers on each side. And we got one more drawer here in the front. So here in the front we got some hooks, so we can put some plumbing parts on there. Same thing on the side. Here on the side there's 4. In the back we got a few for some long pipe. So how this will probably be used, could be like elbow there, another elbow. We got couplers, maybe 45s over here, 122 there, maybe a street 45 over there, a couple more 45s, a few more elbows on this side. So I always use random short little pieces like this to put into fittings and kind of figure out angles and stuff like that. So I always carry a bunch of these with me. So they'll be hanging up over here. I just basically keep them at kind of every different length just to do test fitting. So they will all hang up over here. Now the back side, this is where we're going to keep the pipe. So I'll store random leftover pieces, parts. You can also potentially put long pieces up here as well. This drawer for plumbing glue, maybe some other glue, my cutting and cleaning tools, and then maybe just a bucket of random stuff that goes in there. Just the odds and ends. And the bigger drawer at the bottom, that's where we'll have some pipe dope, Teflon tape. Okay, so maybe the next drawer, we'll have a little bin in there, maybe another little bin. Maybe we'll have one full of 1/2 inch crimp rings, one full of 3/4 inch crimp rings. Maybe our crimp tools on top of there, and the cutter. Maybe the next drawer we'll have the PEX ring remover. Maybe a container of 3/4 inch clamps. Maybe a container of 1/2 inch clamps. Something like that. Okay, next to that, we'll put in the divider. So in one corner we'll have T's in there. On the other side we'll have elbows. And the couplers in the middle. Something like that. And the next one, pair of channels, crescent wrench, and maybe a pipe wrench. Oh no, that's not going to fit. Okay, this one, put my square in here. There, it fits. My ratchet in here. Extension. The other ratchet, extension. My tape, more tape, electrical, marking tape, and little vice grips, side cutters, wire strippers, needle nose, some ratchety thing, some more tape, and whatever the hell that is. On the top one, we'll have another one of these dividers in there. Okay, and then we'll put a whole bunch of 1.5 inch screws in there. There. Okay, on this side, we'll put another divider in there. And we'll put a few 3-inch screws in there. That should be enough. There we go. Okay, next one, we're going to put a divider in there again. And this one we're going to put in Sawzall blades. Drawer number 5. You know, being at the workplace and all, sometimes you got the inspectors coming around, and well, just in case the inspector comes around, we'll have some protection. And just in case that leads to HR, we got that. And just to keep it on the down low, we'll throw some gloves in there for safety. Yeah, we missed number 4 here. Just in case things get out of hand.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally